Now I shall read for you a poem entitled The Goggles That One Doth Don, of which beer is a contributing factor in Three Odes. Whenever I write a new poem, I always like to try it on a family member. The poem, that is. And this one made my brother call me vile, and by Ode 2, my mother was weeping. Ode 1. I was sitting alone in my favorite pub, contemplating a 17th beer. As I sat there, I felt on my shoulder a rub, and I turned to see something quite questionably queer. My eyes didn't focus yet, as I turned too quickly. "Hello there, handsome," you said. As I gathered myself, I became ill and sickly, and I rathered myself be quite dead. "Who let the buffalo in?" I demanded, and drunkenly spat in your misfigured face. "It's mangy and patchy, and smells like it's landed alongside some sewer or less perfumed place." "How dare you?" you snorted, as you pawed and I flinched. "The way that you mock me is heinous." "Holy shit!" I exclaimed. "A bison with sentience that smells of a dead camel's anus." "You'll make it up to me," you barked with a spittle, your sausagey mitts throttling round a ham hock. "I could buy you your 17th beer with this nickel, and then you'll stretch me out with your meaty ram cock." "But you've got a hunched back and a spilling pot belly. At profile, you look like the numeral 6. Your teeth have gone rotten and your folds have gone smelly. Your shrill whine overpowers the screams of our dicks. I'd just as soon not near your penniless money slot and spill my whole evening in a vomitous cleanse, than fix just an eye on your cod-scented honeypot, and later trepan my own brain for its sins. The sight of your dribbling maw makes me shrivel as you gorge on your pork like it's trying to escape. With each step you gush sebum, and your flesh shakes and swivels, and you sweat through your back's thick follicular cape. You're flushed and you're blotchy and covered in sores. I can taste the stench you're emitting. I'd rather suck curdled milk out of 20 dead whores than clean the stool top on which you are sitting. So be gone, you gelatinous, cankerous glutton, and foul no more the air I breathe here. You're a sin against man with a half-gnarled mutton. Leave now, while I drink me my 17th beer. Ode 2. But soft, what light through yonder window is eclipsed by her curvaceous form? See how lovely, how fair, how sensuous that meat she grips, all tender and warm. Her playfully matted hair, her hands at rest on porridge hips. I squirm. Those hungry eyes, those greasy lips, and see, between her legs she drips. For whom? Do you drip for me, I say? Do I stir you within? Am I like a long wooden shaft that plunges into you, the butter? Do your thoughts move to thoughts of the sins of the gutter? Do you drip for me, I pray? I might sink in your fen. And what is that eau de parfum that I smell? There is nothing quite like it in heaven or hell. It reminds me of Harold, the local fishmonger, mixed with patchouli, but quite a bit stronger. It's delightful, compelling, mysterious, true. I want you. I need you, so please don't eschew my advance, for there's work to be done, and it starts in our pants. Are you always this forward, after 17 beer? No, never. But I know what I want, Lindenia. I would gladly extol her virtues, I would, though I don't want her virtuous, and I don't want her good. So I tell her the things that I'm planning that night after 17 beers and a fight with my wife, and I don't know why yet, but I know that I love her, even though if we cuddle I must stay above her. So come with me now, and then come with me later. She agreed, so there's just one thing to say. Check, please, waiter. Ode 3. What fresh hell is this? What nightmare? What curse? I'm attacked by half-faded memories of the worst, of her gooey flesh folding and pulsing in time, and swallowing up every last inch of mine with a wet sucking slurp and a flatulent sputter. God, what have I done? Dare I even mutter? Fear petrifies me. I don't know what to do. I'm with the slut from Ode 1 after I've written Ode 2. The beast lies asleep at my side, coated thickly in filth, oil, and grime, and I'd better run quickly, but move not to wake her, for I think I might heave if she stops me for more ere I'm able to leave. And what is that smell? Oh, it's worse than before. It's like the pus from infected and gangrenous sores mixed with afterbirth, burned on a fire fueled by shit. And it's bubbling out from the gap in her slit, and it's oozing across the bed like it's living. And it gurgles and splatters, and it's certainly giving me pause. Give me strength, God, I need to escape. But her fat folds have pinned me like a thick mouldering drape. She snores like a wildebeest raping a tractor, and the bedsheets have crusted with vaginal plaster, and dwelling on this here boggles me backwards. Cuss you to hell, beer goggles, you bastards!